back to the channel. Today we're going to unravel some incredibly complex events in Genoa. Rumors are circulating around the Newman family, but what's the truth? In this video, I'll summarize the plot points that will be revealed in the next episode. Stay tuned to see what happens.
Welcome back to our channel. Follow Genoa City Gossips. Today is a beautifully dramatic day, and we have so much to unpack from the latest episodes. Grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive right into the madness because things are getting absolutely wild. I cannot believe they are doing this again. I am sitting here typing furiously at 2 a.m. because my mind is completely blown and I just need to vent to people who actually get it. I mean, my blood pressure is literally through the roof right now. Patty Williams is back at it, and I am so frustrated I could scream. Seriously, are we really doing another hospital assassination plot? I know some people are loving this unhinged Patty chaos, but personally, I am losing my mind watching Jack Abbott lying there completely helpless. And Patty waltzing around like she owns the place. It makes me sick to my stomach. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me just take a breath. Okay, back to the point. We need to talk about exactly what just went down and what is about to happen, because I am half celebrating and half complaining about this entire storyline and I need you guys to validate my stress. So, Jack is in the hospital, fighting for his life after already being stabbed by Patty. And what does Genoa City Memorial Hospital do? They leave his room unguarded while he is waiting for his CT scan results. I mean, I've been watching since 2015, and this is the absolute worst thing they've done when it comes to hospital security. Remember when they tried this with the Newman security details back in the day? Yeah, didn't work then either. Anyone can just grab a pair of medical scrubs and suddenly they are the head of surgery. Patty literally puts on some blue hospital scrubs and just strolls right into Jack's room, because of course she does. She has a toxic syringe filled with who knows what, and she is determined to finish the job. I am screaming at my screen. Where is the guard? Where are the nurses? It is absolutely ridiculous, but also so perfectly soapy that I literally cannot look away for a single second. But let's really look at Patty for a second and analyze this absolute madness. This woman is completely delusional. She genuinely believes that as long as Jack is alive, her twisted plans are in jeopardy. She thinks she and Jack belong together in some sick, twisted afterlife, or maybe she just thinks she needs to eliminate him to permanently frame Diane. Sometimes I contradict myself because I can't even figure out Patty's exact endgame right now. She is just pure, unadulterated chaos. She is standing over Jack with that toxic syringe, and you can just see the absolute madness in her eyes. The fact that she is willing to inject him with a lethal substance while he is already in a critical condition just shows how far gone she is. Victor Newman really unleashed a monster when he funded her return to town, and I will never forgive Victor for this. He brought this psychopath back just to mess with Jack, and now look at the catastrophic mess we are in. And then, just when you think she is going to plunge that needle right into Jack's fore, the security guard finally decides to wander back from his little water break. But does he catch her? No. Because Patty is wearing those magic invisible scrubs that apparently wipe everyone's memory. She immediately pivots and pretends to check Jack's vitals. Like she is tapping on the monitors and acting like a concerned, professional nurse, and the guard just buys it completely. Am I the only one who thinks Genoa City guards need to be fired immediately? I mean, she is literally a wanted fugitive. Her face should be plastered on every single wall of that hospital. But no, she delays the guard just long enough to keep her cover intact. It is so frustrating to watch, but it builds the tension so incredibly well. I was gripping the edge of my seat, practically hyperventilating. So here is my prediction, and I am kinda dreading it, but also totally here for the drama. We all know Jack is going to survive. He is Jack Abbott. They are not going to kill off Peter Bergman after all these decades. But the spoilers say Patty might actually manage to inject him with at least some of that toxic substance before she is forcefully stopped. I am terrified that this is going to cause severe, long-lasting physical damage. Like, what if Jack falls into a long-term coma? He already has temporary amnesia from the stabbing, and now a toxic cocktail in his bloodstream. I can totally see the writers putting Jack in a prolonged coma to drag out the angst for the Abbott family. It would force Kyle and Diane to really step up, and it would give Patty even more time to wreak havoc across the city. I hate seeing Jack suffer, but a coma storyline would definitely bring the tears and the Emmy-worthy performances. Thank God for Kyle Abbott. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Kyle is the absolute MVP of this entire storyline right now. While everyone else is running around like headless chickens, Kyle is on high alert. He knows Patty is out there, he knows she is obsessed with his dad, and he is not taking any chances. I love seeing this fierce, protective side of Kyle. He has grown so much over the years, from a spoiled, rich kid to a mature man, and seeing him step up to defend Jack is giving me all the feels. Because let's be real, Kyle is the only one with enough brain cells right now to suspect that Patty would try to finish the job. He is hovering around that hospital, trusting his gut, and I am totally cheering him on. He is the son Jack raised him to be. The Y&R spoilers specifically say that Kyle is going to take control of the situation in Thursday's episode. I am so ready for this. I want to see Kyle burst into that room just as Patty is hovering over Jack with that needle. I want him to tackle her, or scream for the cops, or just do whatever it takes to physically stop her dark plot. Kyle intervening in the nick of time is exactly the kind of heroic moment he deserves. Imagine the adrenaline, Kyle realizing the nurse is actually Patty Williams, the sheer panic rushing through his veins, the desperate lunge to pull her away from Jack's for line. It is going to be epic television. I just hope he gets there before she pushes the plunger all the way down. If Kyle saves Jack's life, it is going to solidify their father-son bond forever, and I am absolutely here for it. Okay, but wait, we have to talk about the leaked behind-the-scenes photo from May. Did you guys see this? If you haven't, you need to go look it up immediately because it changes everything. The photo shows Patty, in her blue surgical scrubs, having a massive face-off with a female figure wearing a hoodie in the hospital hallway, all caps, a hooded female figure. My jaw literally dropped when I saw it floating around the forums. The internet is going crazy trying to figure out who it is, but come on, it is so incredibly obvious. It has to be Diane Jenkins Abbott. Who else would be sneaking around the hospital in a hoodie looking like a fugitive? I mean, think about it logically. Diane is currently facing 2 counts of attempted murder because Patty framed her perfectly, and Jack's amnesia means he can't testify to clear her name. The cops are actively looking for her. She is a wanted woman, but there is no way Diane is going to just sit at the mansion while the love of her life is fighting for his life in a hospital bed. Diane is fierce. She is fiercely protective, and she is desperate. Sneaking back into the hospital in a disguise is exactly what Diane would do. I know Diane has made some horrific mistakes in the past, like faking her own death in 2011, which I am still kinda mad about, to be honest, but you cannot deny her profound love for Jack right now. She is risking her own freedom, risking getting arrested on the spot and thrown into a cell, just to make sure Jack is safe from that psycho. So picture this magnificent scene. Patty's either fleeing Jack's room after Kyle interrupts her, or she is lurking in the hallway waiting for another moment to strike, and she bumps right into hooded Diane, the tension, the drama. I can already hear the dialogue in my head, Patty taunting Diane, calling her a murderer, telling her that Jack belongs to her in the afterlife. And Diane just unleashing years of pent-up rage on the woman who drugged her husband on that yacht, stabbed him in his own home, and framed her for the crime. A physical altercation in the hospital corridor? Yes, please. I want Diane to absolutely wipe the floor with Patty. It is the ultimate showdown between Jack's past nightmare and his present wife, and I am counting down the minutes until this airs. But honestly, guys, the emotional toll this is taking on me is ridiculous. I am so deeply invested in the Abbott family right now that it feels like I am living with them. Watching Tracy cry over her brother, watching Kyle panic about losing his dad, watching Diane risk everything she has rebuilt. It is brilliant soap opera writing, but it is mentally exhausting. And the fact that Victor Newman is sitting comfortably in his ranch, totally responsible for bringing Patty back to town, just makes my blood boil in ways I can't even describe. Victor funded Patty's return just to mess with Jack, and now Jack might end up in a coma with toxic poisoning. If Nikki finds out about this, and she is going to leave Victor forever. And honestly, he deserves every ounce of her wrath. I can't wait for Ashley to return on July 10th and start tearing Victor a new one. Ashley is going to burn the Newman Empire to the ground when she finds out. Let's just reflect on the sheer, unadulterated stakes of this week. We have a toxic syringe, a disguised psychopath, an amnesiac victim, a heroic son, and a fugitive wife in a hoodie. It feels like classic Y&R, like the golden days of daytime TV where every Friday cliffhanger left you screaming at the television and begging for Monday to arrive. I haven't felt this kind of rush since the whole cabin hostage situation years ago. I just pray that the writers don't mess this up by rushing the climax. They need to let Kyle be the hero. They need to let Diane confront Patty with all the fury of a woman scorned. And they need to let Jack wake up eventually and remember everything so he can clear Diane's name once and for all. If they drag out the amnesia and the coma for 6 months without any payoff, I am gonna riot. I mean it. So, what do you guys think? Am I the only one who is this worked up over Patty's scrubs and Diane's hoodie? I know some of you are probably tired of Diane's constant drama, but you have to admit, seeing her go toe-to-toe with Patty Williams is going to be iconic television. I am gonna be glued to my screen on Thursday and Friday, refusing to blink. I need to see Kyle rip that syringe out of Patty's hand. I need to see the police finally slap the cuffs on Patty and drag her away. And most importantly, I need Jack Abbott to be okay. I am typing this at an ungodly hour because my brain won't shut off and my heart is racing, but I know you guys get it. This is why we watch, right? For the heart-stopping, infuriating, glorious drama that only Genoa City can provide. Let me know your predictions in the comments because I am officially obsessed and I need to know I'm not alone.